So, I've introduced the idea that a lot of times, in a lot of dialogue with a lot of people, I've tried to get them to think about, or at least start thinking about, the fact that just because someone says they rewire a house doesn't really mean that it's properly rewired or even ideal. Here at my personal house, we've got these 4 meters because what was a single-family home, this is a Craftsman bungalow here, was turned into a triplex, and the previous owner, who was the landlord, a little bit of a slumlord, had put in 4 meters, one for a house meter that controlled the boiler and some community lighting, and then 3 meters for each of the apartments that were in this pretty tiny house, about a 1,500 square foot house. So let's take a look at some of the reasons that you have the illusion of safety and the illusion of quality when you don't. So if you were to look at these meters here and you saw these disconnect boxes, you'd be like, oh wow, look at that, that's impressive. They left a disconnect box out, which went to the basement unit down there, because it was close enough at the time that code allowed them to skip the disconnect, which is sad and pathetic. And they put a couple of boxes up here. One I just removed and ran. It's like, oh, look at all that new wiring, yay! But it's not really new wiring. It all ties into the knob and tube, which is illegal. It was illegal then and illegal now. You can still see knob and tube in there. And that knob and tube, let's go down in the basement. Woo, it's a dark hole down here. It's not, you know, that knob and tube. I'm going to turn on my headlamp and get a little extra light on the scene. That knob and tube wiring is throughout the entire house, and it's live, so there were lots of illegal junctions. You can see I've begun to pull all of this new Romax out, which went to that one sub panel I've already removed. And let's see if I can get the light up in there. There we go. Look at that mess. Look at that mess. You can see where they drilled the holes, the light coming through. You can see just a nightmare of wiring. And you've got bonuses like here. If you look up in there, what I'm pointing to is a live wire that they didn't feel like terminating, so they just wrapped it in a bunch of electrical tape. They tied it in again to the knob and tube everywhere. And they hid most of the tie-ins. They put them in walls where no one could see them. And then they left the old service entrance equipment. That's what this is. And they tied some of the old wire in with the new. That's the old range circuit right there. And you can see it kind of goes that way. And this is get a shot of this. This is a voltage detector. And you can see that we've got, you know, these are all live circuits. I mean, the ones I'm working on are dead. But they've got it sort of, this is just cobbled together. Why didn't they just buy a nice new junction box? Or better yet, just run dedicated home run circuits. That's the right way to rewire. You can't, see how they bundle all those wires there? You can't do that. You know, that's a major heat issue. You can even see the outsides of the wire. Well, it's kind of hard in this video, but they're all kind of burned and brown. It's because of heat resistance. You just can't, it's illegal work and it's sloppy work. So they pinch these. Look how tight they pinch that. I like to use insulated staples, not regular staples. They've actually pierced, it's probably hard to see in this video, let's see if we can get the light in there. They've actually pierced the outer insulation and the double insulated wire. This is a little bit better, but it's just a mess. And it's just, you know, if the inspector passed this, he failed as much as the electrician or the handyman that did this low quality work failed. My guess is, though, they didn't even pull permits. And take a look at this over here. Split bolts. Now, there's grounding outside to dedicated ground rods, and this is ground wire that's going over to those junction panels, and there are split bolts on them. That's what that is. Ground circuits, look at that, see? That's the end of a ground wire. I know it's crazy hard to see with the light up in there, but see all that? Let's see if we can get a better look. Yeah, there you go. See that? You can't put it. You can't connect a ground line. It's completely illegal and unsafe. It's illegal for a reason. Ground circuits, ground wires on these feeder circuits like this, and ground wires going to whatever their panel have to be 100% uninterrupted. And by the way, while we're here, take a look at this quality plumbing work. I'm here. Come on down. I'm down. So, you know, it's just a mess. It's just a nightmare. Anyway, a couple of little pointers.